Christopher Watkin here with the broker of brokers. Broker, if you don't mind me asking, UK estate agencies, predominantly people that work in it are female, yet there are hardly any senior females, at the top echelons. Why do you think that is? Talk to me.
Because the mistake that's made is thinking that talking to men and talking to women is the same thing. The key, I don't know if you had this experience yourself, like you, as you say, you had many women bosses, you told me. You won't talk the same to a woman as a man, I think. And I think it's not a case of being, it's just the approach is different. So I think that for women to expand on that, they've got so many amazing skills that aren't being utilized properly. And when you talk to, so for example, when a woman talks to another woman, she talks to her differently from a man. You can see that, I'm sure, with your wife or whatever. And same thing with men. Men will talk to women or need to talk to women in a different way from men. And the mistake has been made of a sort of a homogenized political correctness world where they're trying to make everyone the same. We're all the same, but we're not all the same. We're different. And we've all got these amazing attributes that are not being brought out. And it starts from education. The lack of it, we don't have emotional intelligence and emotional empowerment. And women are very strong on both of those points.
It's interesting that I've actually found that the best estate agents are female because their emotional intelligence, I'm talking both frontline getting businesses and people loving them to bits, and also bosses.
Well, they've got a level of empathy. Emotional intelligence is empathy because they're mothers, as I said before in the last video, or can be. And they've got that nurturing element that's there. But sometimes, again, I said they can get in their own way in the sense that maybe there's a lot of bullying that's going on with men against women in business. A lot of women speak to me when I'm mentoring or just talking, and they open up to me and I say, oh, what's going on? And they say, in the business, a lot of men are bullying and these things have to be addressed. So I think women are still seen as, because they can have children, that management level is not for all of them. But actually, they should, I'm a huge empower of women, and I think that they should be given their opportunities. But if you look at the religious world of the Muslim, Jewish, probably not so much Christian, but those sort of older tribal religions, the men would talk to the men and dance with the men and sit together, and the women will be together as well. So yes, they marry, but culturally it's not. That's why in the sort of that world, Middle Eastern world, women are starting to come through, and they need to. But even in the Christian world, or whatever world we're talking about, women should be given the opportunity to be leaders, because it's all about leadership.
Although you often find some females who, to almost battle through, they've had to become, I'm going to be quite blunt now, tough cows.
Yeah, bitches. That's right, but they're soft. From my experience with those sort of women, I had a Leeds woman, Julia Davey, who was a massive lady. She's tremendous. And I remember her, she said, you're the top lad, but it doesn't mean it. Go get the rubbish out. No, this sort of attitude, and workaholic she was. So, I've only got good things to say, but I think that they somehow need to focus. I mean, there's this Baroness, I don't know if you've seen her on LinkedIn, a Scottish lady Baroness. She's doing a great job for women. She's a mother, she's got a fantastic family, she's in the Lords, House of Lords, and she's doing all of these roles, and a lot of people have attacked her. So we need as a country to get behind women, and really, they've done that in Norway and Sweden. I mean, Scandinavia and Germany, women's positions are different.
What advice would you give to any females watching this on how they can take responsibility and push through that glass barrier?
Know how to deal with men. You see, the problem is they think that a lot of women think that holding back with man and not giving him what he needs to hear is going to be patronizing if they say words like well done, congratulations, or good. It's back to childhood. We I was always, my mother was tremendous in my life, really gave me a lot of, that's why I've got so much confidence, because my mother would give me those words. So it's innate to every boy and their mother to have that. It's a woman. The first woman that you are connected with is your mother. And the father has a relationship with the daughter. It's closer in that sense. But with the mother and son, the mother will say, well done. And we need to hear that from women as well. Because then it's a case of the competition side goes out. We don't need to all be ultra competitive against each other. We should help each other by empowerment.
Do you think women hold back because they think it's a come on sign, for a relationship or something on the side, and they're worried about how they'll be perceived?
Potentially, yeah. Could be.
So what your biggest advice is that your advice to females watching this is, if they wish to better themselves, one of the things they could consider doing, these are your words, is praise men more and be more honest, be more frank, more candid.
I think that they mustn't flirt with men fully. They should say, look, I've got my boyfriend or I'm a married woman. I want you to know that. But on the other hand, I love working with you and I love this relationship on a personal level. I want some intimacy. The most important thing in business is called intimacy. And this is the key. I'll give you an example. The first time that you deal with a client, the first time you meet them or they meet you, there's this energies, there's this way of looking at each other and thinking, do I want to, get to know this person? Do I want them to advise me? Do I want to, or do I not like them for some reason? If you have that personal connection, you have to develop it all the way. So there are a lot of people in business you're not going to get on with, and the way to deal with them is you only deal with them if you have to.
Coming back to what you were saying before, is that almost you have to take out the sex out of the relationship and use flirting, but know exactly when.
No, I don't think you take the sex out. I think you put it in. I think women should be, not trying to be like men. They're not like men. They might think like men, and men are very attractive to women that have that sort of manly thought process. It's great because when a woman thinks like a man and a woman, it's amazing and that's when they really progress. So yes, that's my advice to a woman. Think like a man and be a woman. That will really get you to the top.
Thank you for your time today, Broker.
You're welcome.
Brokers.